name's Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and also your guide on today's journey through our feelings. We're going to take Eric Thor's journey boat straight through the deepest canal of our most precious feelings. Surrounded by the saline moisture of the canal, we will learn to express what we truly feel and what's truly important to us today. In a live stream I like to call Authentically Me. Hi, I'm Eric, and right now I'm being authentically me. This is who I am. I care about oneness, I care about wellness, I care about fitness, and I care about diet. That's who I am. No, I'm lying. I don't care about any of those things. Oneness, meh. Wellness, I mean, you care about it when you're not well. Then it's a problem. But you don't go out of your way to be well. It's just wellness is the absence of illness, right? It's not something more complicated than that. It's not a regimen of life habits that you execute. Certainly, it's not something you go to the doctor to attain wellness. Anyway, fitness. Well, I'm fit. I'm I'm fit as a fiddle, despite not trying at all to be fit. So it's good enough for me. I'm not even that easily winded these days. I'm full of vim and vigor, plus Vern and Victor. I'm full of vim, vigor, Vern, and Victor. And nobody can take that away from me. Okay? I earned it. Nobody can take that away from me. Not now. Not today. Not ever. Anyway, I want to talk to you today about the day I found out my cat had AIDS. That was the day I found out my cat had AIDS is going to be the lyric to in a song of some sort. Uh, but I need more than just one line of song. I was thinking about it in the car last night. I was thinking about it more this morning, to how to construct this song the best possible way. Such as, it was the day we sold the farm and moved away, or it was the day we sold the home and left LA. I'm not sure. A day that painted out in many shades or played out in many shades. Um, we headed the day we headed north. We headed to Yosemite. That was the day I found out my cat had AIDS. And then in the chorus, I mean, like, he was wild and free and manly and young till they took off his bullets and plugged up his gun. He discovered within him a heart full of love and put on our family as though a glove. Something like that, you know. We don't know how he got it. We don't know what he did. We love him all the same, as though he were our kid. We hate discrimination and support our bold gay son. Our cat may have AIDS, but he's not the only one. What do you think? Not too bad. Not too bad. It's an anthem to raise awareness about cat AIDS. We need to raise awareness because Rachel and I are hopeful that someday we might find a boarding place that refuses to board Trouble because he has AIDS. And then we could make a big stink about it. We could be like, cats all around the world are suffering from discrimination because they have AIDS. And we don't think it's okay. And that's why we have this GoFundMe campaign to go fund us in raising awareness about cat AIDS. Cat owners, tell your young male cats especially to to protect themselves when they go out in the world. You know, it's so easy for a young cat to think he's invincible and he's gonna live forever. But if they don't practice safe sex, they too may contract cat AIDS. Normally, cat AIDS is not transmitted via sex, but nevertheless, it might be. And that's why I'm introducing my new invention, kitty condoms. If you just train your cat from a very young age to use a condom when it has sex, you too can prevent the spread of cat AIDS. Now, of course, it is absolutely 100% true. My cat does have AIDS. It's called FIV. It's feline HIV, you see. And Trouble has it. You think YouTube is trying to tell you something by recommending this strain? It's trying to tell you that you need to have your awareness raised about cat AIDS. A lot of people didn't even know there is cat AIDS. I had no idea there was such a thing until the veterinarian told me my cat has AIDS. So now we know there is cat AIDS. And I think that my failure to know that ahead of time means that we need to raise awareness about it because I wasn't aware of it until I discovered that he had it. You know, we tried to talk to him about how he contracted it. We've asked him if he was a IV drug user. Um, he meowed in a most negationary fashion. We asked him if, you know, he had a lot of wild sex orgies or whatever, and he declined to comment. So apparently they can also get it in brutal fights. So perhaps he got it in a fight. Regardless, he keeps pretty quiet about his past. He's SI-polar for one thing, and he doesn't let his past define him. He let go of his past a long time ago. And he's asked us to do the same, to not judge him for having AIDS. And Rachel and I said, hey, we are here to support you, to love you, to treat you the same as any cat that doesn't have AIDS, and to tell you that we think you're great. And we don't care how you got AIDS. Okay? Maybe it was a blood transfusion. Maybe maybe he was in a car crash as a kitten and got a blood transfusion at the hospital. That's very possible. You know, with his wild background, who knows what kind of trouble he got into. His name is Trouble, after all. So, anyway, that's one of the many topics I wanted to discuss this morning on Talking with Famous People. I just got done typing a gentleman from Croatia who was an ENTP. Had a fun conversation. Lasted about an hour and 45 minutes. And enjoyed chatting with him. At first, I thought he was an ESTP. But then when I started asking him any questions, he made it very clear that he was not an ESTP. The FI polar was pretty straightforward, pretty obvious. You can see FI polar people crinkle their brow and get confused when you ask them questions about their feelings. How do you feel today? Normal, fine. But emotionally, how do you feel today? Normal. Normal's not an emotion, okay? Normal isn't anything at all. Well, it's something, isn't it? Maybe. Jury's still out. So Rachel and I drove to Los Angeles yesterday and back yesterday because I had a fear that I had left on a faucet before we left the house. Rachel remembered seeing it on, didn't remember seeing it turned off. I couldn't remember having turned it off. So I remembered this concern, realized this concern right when we were sitting down at the bar at the hotel, getting ready to have a snack and then go leisurely visit with Delilah, come back, get some sleep, come back the next day, etc. Rachel and I were both pretty convinced I had left it on. And so we drove back the same day because we're on septic tank. You can't, we don't, it's not a good idea to leave a faucet running for a long time. Granted, it was the kitchen sink. I didn't leave it. It wasn't on very high, but anyway, we got back here after a total of 10 hours of driving and a couple hours in LA and a wasted hotel night stay. Um, Only to discover that I had not left it on. I turned it off. So, nevertheless, I feel proud of us for being so responsible. You know, we got to take care of our home, and you know, it was the right decision based on the fact that both Rachel and I, our intuition was screaming, "You left it on." So it made for a difficult day yesterday, especially towards the end when I was getting sore back and sore shoulders and feeling tired of driving and also concurrently worrying about whether I was going to come home to a flood. Only to discover when we got back that I hadn't even left it on. Probably it wouldn't have been a flood. Probably would have been fine if I had left it on for, it would have been for 12 hours, a faucet left on not very high. We would have been okay. But because we're on septic tank, I'm not sure. I just wanted to make sure we didn't flood or something. Also, maybe the cat knocks something into the sink, drain clogs or whatever, and, we have flood out the top of the sink or something. So it was concerning enough to make us come back from Los Angeles early. And the plus side is we don't have to drive back from Los Angeles today. We're already here. And, it felt nice to get back into our area and then back home. When we started getting into the mountains here off 41 past Course Gold and stuff, the traffic really clears up and there's like no cars on the road. And, we didn't see a single car on Triangle Road all the way from the highway coming back in. We didn't see a single car. It was like 10:30, 10 o'clock at night. And it's like probably 10 miles from the highway all the way back to our house. And maybe even a little more than that. I don't know. But we didn't see a single car the whole time. That's what I like about living up here. One of the things I like about it is the lack of traffic is great. I can really do without traffic. Traffic is very annoying. When we left LA yesterday, even though it was Sunday evening, we hit traffic all the way through the halfway up the Grapevine, past basically all the way to Gorman. Not quite that far, but and part of the traffic I understood because there was a lane closure due to a mudslide going up the Grapevine. If you're familiar with California, LA, California, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not, you probably don't. Anyway, one of the highlights of yesterday, I uploaded a little while ago as a short, which is as we were making our way out of here, we saw a flock of wild turkeys with two males, although you can only see one in the short. But and the male was being a crossing guard for all the lady turkeys. And what was additionally cool is just a couple of days prior, we had seen when we went out in the little wilderness cart, we had seen some hunters who were out hunting turkey. We know they were hunting turkey because they had what Rachel thought was a dead turkey in their hand, but it was actually a plastic turkey decoy thing, that they put out to, I guess, attract the turkeys. And Rachel and I both agreed yesterday that we're happy that there's turkey hunting happening up here, even though neither Rachel or I would like to hunt turkeys ourselves. We're happy that we live someplace where people can hunt turkeys. It's like there's liberty here. Liberty is a good thing. And I'm confident that there's few enough people wanting to hunt turkeys and that they hunt few enough turkeys that it's not a threat to the population. Obviously, there are plenty of turkeys around because we saw a bunch of them yesterday and we saw a number of them. We've seen them several times now. The male turkeys, they look cool. They got different color feathers and stuff. They're like good peacocks. They're way better than peacocks because they don't ha ha ga 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 every morning, and they don't, you know, shit all over your yard and everything. Good morning, Miss Fortune. Good morning. Good morning to you and to everyone. To Carlos Paeva, to Rachel Lapalosa, to Daniel Hanna, to everyone. Um, Good morning, B and Dawn. Remember that famous movie with Robin Williams, Good Morning, B and Dawn? I guess it was about him really loudly yelling good morning to two ladies named B and Dawn. I was suggesting last night in the car to Rachel that the SAG Awards should have a Best Dead Actor and Best Dead Actress award, and that they should have awarded Best Dead Actress to B. Arthur for this year. Each year they have a different one. Best Dead Actor, Burt Reynolds. What do you mean Burt Reynolds isn't dead? Is Burt Reynolds dead? Let's find out. That's a good question. That's the sort of question that the internet is made for. I'll tell you the answer right away. Is Burt Reynolds dead? Is Burt Reynolds dead? Yes, he died in 2018. Not that long ago. So he qualifies for Best Dead Actor of 2023. Burt Reynolds. Miss Fortune and Boba Fett. Boba Fett, hello. How are you this morning? I hope you're doing well. We're gonna do more than just yammer today. We're gonna do more than just yammer on this live stream. There will come a point where I'm going to put this camera outside and they're kind of far away from me. And I'm going to do some work I got to do. I'm going to cut some logs and move them away from the road. Now, during that time, you may have two possible things. You could have just chat among yourselves while you look at the driveway and me moving around. Or Rachel could take over the captain's chair here and handle the interpersonal communications that comprise the body of a normal Talking to Famous People live stream. Now, for this live stream, we only have 4 people watching here, so there's not going to be a whole lot of chat action to work off of. But it's possible the number of people attending will grow as the morning progresses. I do plan to stream for at least a couple of hours because that's right, I got some Adderall yesterday. I only have 40 milligrams in me, but that's better than nothing. Rachel's just putting on her face. Put on the scary one. Put on your angry face. Gruntcore is here. Hello, Gruntcore. How are you today? The TWFP Doing Things Marathonatron. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how a Tronish it is. It may just be a regular marathon. It'll probably be a while that we stream for. At some point today, we're going to the DMV. That's the other thing we got on our list of things to do today. And that's not going to be very exciting, but it's going to check something off of our list that we need to get checked off of our list. Just got your hand in the way of two scuffling dogs and got your finger bit, huh? Well, that's you should make sure you don't have rabies. I've got rabies. I've got rabies. Scuffling dogs gonna scuffle. It's true. They are. Maybe if you just let them fight it out, it'd be okay. But if you don't want the dogs to get hurt, I understand. You're gonna get, hopefully not dog AIDS. Well, dog AIDS transmits directly to people. Cat AIDS, fortunately, does not. Of course, if you get dog AIDS, it's fine because it just means you get mange, and since you probably don't have that much body hair, it's not going to be that much of a consequence. You're more susceptible to fleas as well. I don't think either of our cats have any fleas right now. I know they put anti-flea stuff on them when we took them to the vet last, but I think also it's too cold right now for fleas up here. Strong dogs can be arseholes. Strong dogs. I've never had a strong dog. I've had only little dogs. I've had three little dogs actually. Two basset hounds, and I had a Lacey. I had one really great dog, Lacey. She was fantastic. She was the hero of everyone's story. Trouble, my cat that has AIDS, is his own kind of hero. He's Fantastic Kitty Dog Cat, is one of his many names. Well, they were small. They were not huge bassets. I don't know. They were like, yeah. But Trouble, like Lacey, wants to sleep with me all the time. Like I'm sleeping. He wants to sleep and push himself right up against me. Ideally, he'd like to sleep with both me and Rachel in between us, but he makes it impossible for Rachel and I to sleep together because he occupies so much bed. And unlike Lacey, he doesn't adapt to my changes. Lacey would, like, as I shift around, she shift around appropriately with me and make herself comfortable again. And I just move her easily enough. She was light and stuff. Trouble is like a ham, if he'll get on your covers and pin you in one spot, and then you try to move it all and you can't get any covers from him, and he doesn't want you to move at all. He just is like, no, you stay right where you are. It's a struggle. Like, he tries to come on the bed when we're having sexual intercourse, and I try to push him off with my foot, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna get off the bed, until I like really push him off with my foot, and then I feel bad because he looked at me like, "What's up? What's wrong with you? Why are you kicking me? Why are you pushing me?" You know, and that kind of negatively impacts sexual intercourse when you're feeling bad for your cat. So he's a lot of trouble. Well, he wants to join in, but he has AIDS. No, he's got AIDS. That's why we can't welcome him in. So, no, he will get right in our face. It's like, if we don't get him out of the room really before we start having sex, he will come right up to our faces and just be like, it's ridiculous. You like the new hair, huh? Well, you could call it the new lack of hair. I've gotten rid of most of the hair that I previously had. From what I understand, more hair will grow out of my head now to replace that which I removed, which isn't really exactly what I wanted, but I guess that's an unavoidable consequence of being a living being. So I'll have to deal with it. I'll just have to cope. I have to cope like the Copacabana. All right, now let's go outside where I will smoke a cigarette and discuss matters further with you. Important matters. Matters like world peace and hunger and fighting and love. Those are the top four most important topics. World peace, hunger, fighting, and love. Okay, so what do you want to discuss first? World peace, hunger, fighting. You want to talk about fighting world peace or being hungry for love? Well, I'm glad that the snow is no longer smooshing down all the plants on the over here on the behind the retaining wall. I put sunflower seeds up there, and yesterday I saw a squirrel eating them. Yeah, they're all gone, and there's a bunch of empty shells on the other side of the wall. So I'm gonna put more sunflower seeds up there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some sunflower seeds. Okay, I'm back with sunflower seeds. This is a cup of sunflower seeds, like half a cup of it, you know. We bought a big bag of these for like wild birds or whatever. Put some back there. All right, throw some like that. Put some right there. some right there. Throw some more up there. Throw some more up there. Put a bunch right there. So if some of those don't get eaten, they might actually grow sunflowers. You know, I don't know if these are. I don't think these are cooked sunflower seeds. So they might actually sprout into sunflowers. We have some, what appears to be some kind of bulbs coming up right there. I'm not sure what they are, but they're just coming up out of the soil. I don't know if you can see them. If I go way over here, I might lose internet. But let's see. See those little bulb sprouts there? Running all along there. Like somebody planted bulbs there maybe at one point. And I keep this cup as my sunflower seed cup. I'll put it by the sunflower seeds. It's good to have a cup to carry them in instead of just carrying them in your hands. It makes you feel like more of a special man. There, I'm properly positioned in the middle of the camera. I'm a little far away, so I'll have to speak more loudly. But now I'm perfectly positioned. This is how people want a live stream to look. A person stays perfectly still in the middle of the camera, standing up and talking. I'm perfectly still, like a lamppost in the wintertime. We still have a fair amount of snow on the ground, mostly where they piled it up. So where the guy scooped the driveway and piled the snow, we still have a pile of snow. Like right there. It's a pile of snow. But we don't mind snow that much. I wish that pile of snow would go away. I could park right there now, I guess. I want to start parking over here so that delivery people can go circle through the driveway. Like the mailman. The mailman looks annoyed at us all the time. She may just look annoyed all the time. I don't know. We're pretty confident she's an ESTJ and does not approve of our ways. She's the one who told us to call the phone company and tell them to fill that spot in front of our mailbox because she doesn't like driving through the mud or something. It's like, get over it, lady. Get over it. You're a rural postal delivery lady. We're rural postal customers. And you know, you really feel the ruralness when you drive all the way back in here. It's quite some distance from the highway, and like I said, we didn't see a single car on the road last night. And the road's pretty sketch too. I mean, there's places where yeah, hopefully those are crocuses. We saw crocuses blooming at the McDonald's down in Oakhurst, which is lower elevation, so it's going to be later. I mean, you're going to be earlier down there. But yeah, it looks like somebody planted bulbs there because they're all in a line. So that's cool. makes me want to maybe trim back some of the bushes from the bulbs a little bit so they continue to come up, you know. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. You like the other angle better? Made the trees look super tall. Have you given a tour of the woods yet? You know, we have a video of us going out on our little wilderness car the other day, and I plan to put it together to make a video and put it up, but it's a sort of video that never gets very many views, and it's kind of a labor of love. Sometimes I complete those, sometimes I don't. It was a fun little drive. We went further out into the wilderness than we ever had before in the little wilderness car, and do you want to go outside or not? Yes or no? Why don't you go to work today? Go to work. Go on. Go to work. He's basically stopped going to work. He used to go to work every day. He'd leave early in the morning and come back at sunset. But I guess he got sick of the weather or something. Lately he's been an inside cat, like a Pio. Of course, with two inside cats, I have to clean that litter box constantly, especially with one of them Trouble, who makes massive human-sized poops. It's amazing how much they go to the bathroom. I guess it shouldn't be amazing. I probably go to the bathroom as much as they do, but I don't poop as often as they do. Is there a difference between woods and forest? I mean, woods implies a specific kind of forest, one made up primarily of like hardwood trees, pine trees, or whatever. Around here, I want to research the kind of trees we have around here, because let's go look outside at some of the different trees we have. And I'm not sure what kind they all are. You know, some of them I know, some of them I don't. So let's start by going right out here to look at some trees. So this kind of tree here got these kind of not really pine needles, but pine needle-ish things, and this kind of bark. I think this is a sequoia tree. I think, but I don't really know. Then like this kind of tree here has regular pine needles. I think it's just a regular pine tree, you know. I don't know. It probably has some other name than just regular pine tree, but so I think most of these here are sequoias, but I'm not absolutely sure about that. Now this tree right here, that's a California live oak tree. I know that for sure. And then all those little trees down there, they look like Douglas firs to me. You know? They got a different kind of pine needle thing going on than either the pine tree or the sequoias. Now you can probably see the long tree going across the way there. It still has the green stuff on top of it. I think that fell over in this recent set of weather events. And we've got a lovely little stream down there right now because of all the precipitation, which is nice. I like to come out here to smoke sometimes because I can listen to the stream. I was noticing this. There's all these dug up dirt things here, and I was watching a squirrel down there. I think a squirrel dug a bunch of holes in the dirt here and hid food in there, and then he's been digging it up. That's what I think, anyway. Now, we've got this thing growing here that's some kind of tree, but I don't know what. It's the kind of tree that drops its leaves and comes again, deciduous tree, you know, in the spring. I don't know what kind of tree that is, though. We'll find out when it puts leaves out a little bit. Then we've got this kind of tree here. Looks like an oak tree coming in right here. And this is one of those things that I said looks like a Douglas fir. Like a straight up Christmas tree, you know. We've got this tree right here that gets leaves and loses them. I'm not sure what kind of tree that is. We've got a little baby eucalyptus tree growing right here. That's a eucalyptus tree. And, you know, I think those are sequoias. Most of those are sequoias. And you see a couple of those trees that are probably the same as this one over there, too, that don't have any leaves on them. But I plan to research Mariposa County trees so that I can identify all these different kinds of trees. But I haven't done it yet. And you know, we see a lot of wildlife around here too. We saw something run across the road that was small last night. I couldn't identify what it was. We saw deers and wild turkeys yesterday, and seen vultures up here. Seen an owl. I've seen bobcats. I have not seen a bear yet, though. I'd like to see a bear. That'd be fun. That'd be exciting to see a bear. This is kind of a nice camera angle. If you're into that sort of sensory stuff, like the way things look, that's not a bad look. It makes me look like I'm one of the support beams for the walkway. I'm not, though, actually one of the support beams. They offered me the job, but I said no thanks. I didn't bring any cigarettes out here with me. I'm also getting hungry. Despite the fact that I took 4 Adderalls this morning, I'm feeling rather hungry. I think I might make some bacon.
You would be answering the call of my heart.
Okay, if that's gonna happen, then I'll definitely make bacon. Rachel says if I make bacon, I'll be answering the call of her heart. That's pretty strong encouragement to make bacon. First, I would get rid of the old bacon grease. Well, how do you get rid of it, Ark? Please tell us, we don't know. Well, first you heat it up a little bit to melt. You gotta melt the old bacon grease. You gotta melt it so it's liquid, but not too hot, you know, like that. That'll pour pretty good. All right, then you take it over to the garbage can. You pour it in like that. There. Now, you get your paper towel and you go like this. There. Ready to cook new bacon. Obviously, you can't leave bacon grease in your pan like that for too long. Well, we just made bacon a few days ago. It's fine. I also fried hamburgers in the old bacon grease, so it was double grease actually. I did that just 2 days ago. So it's fine. Now, the next thing you're going to need is the scissors to open up your bacon. Eric teaches you how to make bacon. Why can't you just pour it down the sink with some Dawn? Because it's not good to pour bacon grease down your sink. It'll clog your plumbing. So once you cut off this plastic part, then you can open the bacon. Open the bacon like this. Okay, now, you might say, Eric, you gotta pull those bacons apart into one piece of bacon. No, you don't. Just put it in like that. It's fine. Now, what you're going to want to do is just put the lid on and let that go for a little while. Just let that go ahead and do its thing. And what you're going to discover when you come back is that when you flip it over, some of the bacons will already be separating into single piece bacons. And when you flip it over again, more of them will separate. And then at the very end, you just got to separate a few of them with some tongs. Tongs are nature's separators.
Oh, I put the tongs in the dishwasher.
It's okay. We have more than one pair of tongs.
Oh, that's good to know.
Oh. Look, everybody. It's my precious, beloved, beautiful, darling Rachel.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Eric.
Thongs are another one of nature's separators. That's a good point, Core. Excellent point. Thongs also qualify as nature's separator.
Yes, they do.
But if you're trying to separate bacon from each other, individual bacons from each other, then you need to use tongs. Probably tongs and a fork, or tongs and another tongs. Hi, Lou. How are you?
Hey, Lou.
Give me my tongs. I need to separate bacon. That's the tong song. Here's another song for you.
Yeah.
My coat's not glossy enough, so I'm gonna eat dog food.
I think it's a great idea.
I was talking with Rachel last night about whether she thinks pedigree dog food actually makes dogs' coats more glossy. And she said, well, I mean, I have this mane and tail stuff that makes my hair more glossy. I said, yeah, but Rachel, you don't eat that. There's a difference, yeah, because it's like, I don't doubt that you can put shiny shit into your hair and make your hair shiny. Like, obviously, if you put a bunch of Vaseline in your hair, it's going to look like it's all slicked, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But whether eating different kind of dog food really makes dogs' coats more or less glossy, I'm skeptical of that. I'm skeptical. I mean, I'm sure that if you think certain foods improve a dog's coat, like what? Like Vaseline? If they eat Vaseline, do they get a glossy coat? I don't know. I don't remember what I fed Lacey, really. Lacey ate everything. She ate some dog food, but she also ate... When I go out to eat, I get her a portion of food, too, you know. So she ate hamburgers, fried chicken, whatever. She ate the chicken. She ate it with the bones and everything. I'd say you're not supposed to let dogs have chicken bones, but Lacey didn't agree with that. Lighters? Are we missing lighters?
I didn't bring any.
Okay, well, they're probably in the car, yeah. But I think I have one in my pocket.
I don't mind going
Okay. Now we just let that go for a bit, and then next time we'll flip it, then we'll get the rest of them separated apart from each other. Obviously, there's no acceptable form of bacon other than crispy. It needs to be very crispy, very well done. You know, you can bear. It's hard to overcook bacon. You have to really burn the shit out of it to overcook it. It's easy to undercook bacon. You don't want any parts of your bacon still floppy at all. Floppiness and bacon quality are inversely proportional. A lot of dogs are allergic to chicken. Lacey wasn't allergic to anything. We used to get supermarket chickens a lot, and I'd get a supermarket chicken for me and Lacey, and we'd split it. I'd have most of it, but I'd give her like, the bones and the little bits of meats on them, and she just eat the whole thing. Crunch through those bones like nobody's business. But she was a very adaptable dog, She was a great dog. We have a couple of great cats right now. And it's not always the case that every pet you have is a great pet. I've had a couple of dogs. I had dogs that weren't that great, The Basset Hounds were both a pain in the butt. The second one we had, his name was, I can't even remember what her actual name was, but when we adopted her from the pound, they said her name was Sissy. And we changed that name, but I don't remember what we changed it to now. Anyway, that dog was blind and dumb as dumb could be. And like we were in Mammoth one time, and it walked off the edge of the river into the river and started floating down the river.
Oh my god.
And we had to go down the river and grab her and pull her. It wasn't that wide of a river, so we didn't have to go inside the river. But yeah, that dog was so dumb and so blind and I think deaf too. I forget what we called her. Abby. Abby is what we called her. You only have to feed Bassets use tampons if you want their coats extra glossy.
Oh, that's a secret?
Yeah, menstrual blood is. If you were to use that as instead of mane and tail, Rachel, your hair would really be glossy. You'd have so much body.
I'm really considering, looking into dog products to get glossy hair.
Dude, thank God, Rachel, once a month your hair looks so fantastic. Okay, I replaced that trash bag, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. If you were saying to yourself, where am I going to throw away my trash? Well, I've replaced the trash bag.
That's great.
Hey, did you pack this for me?
No, I think you did.
I packed this for myself and didn't smoke it. I was remiss in the smoking part of this activity, even though I was responsible in the packing part.
I just want to say that I'm fully on board to stream as long as we can.
Okay, cool. I'm not in any hurry to end streaming.
I really like the vlog idea.
Oh, you mean put it out there and you hang out by the camera and chat
Yeah, I'll
with
hang
them,
out.
and then I'll
No, I think it'd be fun to actually
just-
see you.
Just have me put it on me doing the log stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to move that close to me.
Oh.
It's just up the top of the driveway. But I can move it like in front of the garage probably, and still get internet fine.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
What I could in theory do someday is get an extremely long Ethernet cable, and then I could live stream anywhere within range of that extremely long Ethernet cable.
Oh.
By taking the laptop down. Obviously, I can't plug an Ethernet cable into the phone. But you know what? I wonder if there's an adapter for that. There might be some kind of an adapter that you can plug an Ethernet cable into that then plugs into your phone.
I wouldn't be. I mean, they have so many things in technology lately.
Yeah. Because there's not much cause for that, like much call for that, because Wi-Fi is everywhere. And people who live stream from their phone often don't even have to do it with Wi-Fi. I think you can do it with just phone coverage if you're.
Oh.
Maybe
Yeah, you're right.
if
I
you
think
got good
can.
enough phone coverage.
Yeah.
So it may not be that adapter. But let me go turn the bacon.
Universe says, yes, I have one. Apple made dongles for everything. Ethernet to use USB cord. That's cool.
What do you know?
Yeah.
It does exist. You become a part. This is why you really need a second thing. There we go. Tongs. Finally, I got the tongs out.
Yeah, he got the tongs out, guys. This bacon is coming.
You're missing some exciting tong action right now.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of tong action. I have so many questions, but I feel like the questions that I have to ask are very feminine. Be a can. Be a can. Be a... If I talk in a British... No, that sounds bad. This is better. Better. I like to say the T's. Beer can. There we go. That's my best beer can for you, New Groove.
The bacon is almost done.
You just taught me how to say bacon in Jamaican?
Beer can. Beer can.
Beer can.
Beer can.
Oh, bacon.
Oh, that's, yeah,
I see.
I see. That's good.
That is good.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. You know what, Rachel?
What?
I think we can do better than just bacon. I think we can do bacon and broil.
Bacon and broils.
Yeah. I think we deserve bacon and broil.
I think so too.
After the day we had yesterday,
Oh man,
boy oh boy,
it like
that was really something.
yeah, that was, and I really felt for Delilah because I know the feeling of like having expectations and then them kind of not working out.
Yeah, well, we did get to see her.
Yeah, we did, and we got to see her place in Zuko. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, she got a nice little apartment.
So, a lot of those boxes from yesterday are like the return to sender stuff. I opened one by accident. But I opened one box, but it had a box inside of it that was taped, and I didn't open that because I'm like, this is weird. You know, Nuker, when you say talking Jamaican, it reminds me of that scene in the movie I Love You Man, where uh Paul Rudd and his wife, I forget her name, I like her a lot. He's talking about slapping the bass, and he says it like me, and she says it in the correct like Jamaican accent, and he just says like slapping the bass, and he says it all wrong. Like I can't say slapping the bass like a Jamaican for some reason. It doesn't flow off my tongue correctly.
Big can.
Big can.
That's really helpful.
It is really helpful. Slap on the bass, mom.
Close. Alright, I'm going to bring the people over for the final stage of bacon.
They should definitely witness that.
Alright. You know what scene that Paul Rudd was in that I liked a lot? He's in some movie where he has this brother and they keep going like, hey, thanks. And then they leave and then, hey, but hey, thanks. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, no, I don't think I've seen it.
You saw it with me, I'm sure.
Oh, the one where there's the movie about dating?
Yeah, I think it's that comedy. They came together.
Yes, they came together, yeah.
I think it's in that movie. That was a funny scene.
Yeah.
I liked that scene.
He's like,
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Paul Rudd, I think, makes a good straight man.
Yeah, he does. But he's really good with comedy, but he's not necessarily the one making the jokes, you know?
He's like the actor.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta make sure the bacons are all the way done. You don't want any limp bacons infesting your bacon plate with their limperies. Of course, it's gonna have some limpiness until you take it out of the oil and put it over here. So you gotta tell by the color of it, really. Like this one is done. This is a good color. This one, almost done. This one. When you're cooking bacon, everything is beautiful. Bacon sizzling in the pan right now will be so good. Through the summer and the fall, we ate some bacon, that was all. And occasionally some broils. I guess we had that too. Then when we were sad, Bacon came and dried our tears. When we made bacon. It's such a sad song. Such a sad scene. The video behind it in Toy Story, whatever it is, 3, I guess, it's just, oh my God. It is absolutely brutal. And it taps into everybody's deepest fears of abandonment. The thing is, that's Disney at their best. I never saw that. I never saw that. Uh-oh. You don't want overdone broils. Pow. Pow. That's too far to reach. Okay, get this thing. Pow. 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 Okay. Now we've got bacon and broils. Why are these called broils, you might ask? Well, obviously because I broiled them. I didn't use a toaster. I'm a broiler. I'm a broiler by nature. I was born a broiler. When my mother first tried to hand me a piece of toast, I said, "Broil that shit, woman." She said, "Excuse me? You heard me. I want my bread broiled."
It looks delicious. You can definitely.
That's about fair.
You can take more.
There. That's about even.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knocked something over. What was it? It was my mouse. Now
Why are you
they're
looking
out of
at your
sight.
keyboard and mouse?
I like it. I like this mouse better because it doesn't have side buttons on it. I don't like side buttons on a mouse because I always accidentally push them and then it goes back or something like that,
Or to yeah.
It does whatever it's set to do.
The keyboard is incredibly light.
How are you liking these broils?
Delicious. The bacon, also delicious.
Thank you. But you know what I did is I moved the top rack up a level to get it closer to the broiling part. And what it made is very toasty on one side and very soft on the other side.
Huh. Yeah, it is.
Would you? That's so weird. Why would it suddenly start boiling again like that?
I don't know.
After it stopped, the fire's off.
I don't know. I have no explanation for that.
That's so weird.
Paranormal activity.
The fire was off, and it stopped boiling, and then it started boiling again. Even though the fire was off. This is not toast. These are broils.
So, Misfortune, it was very difficult for me to not eat cheese. Cheese was the thing that I missed the most. And just like going out to eat at like nice restaurants, like everyone would have these like delicious plates that were like just like so good, and I would have like a salad and stuff. I mean,
why not go vegetarian instead of vegan?
I was influenced a little bit to go vegan because yeah, I was influenced to go vegan. I should have gone vegetarian because I could do that easily. You can still eat pizza.
Well, little chance of that happening now.
I'm not. No. The cheese was the hardest, honestly, really, Misfortune. And also, like, no fast food places really have, like, they don't separate their oil fryers. So, French fries are cooked in the same oil as, like, the chicken nuggets and stuff, and that's technically not vegan. I did feel good, you know, when I was eating like that, but I did feel crappy at the same time. It's also incredibly hard to socialize. Oh my god, like, you can't go anywhere.
Oh, great. Rachel's vegan. We can't go. We have to go somewhere who's got vegan food.
People are not accommodating. They're like, oh well, like, my problem. And, you know, whatever.
Let's go to the meat and cheese only restaurant. Yeah, I suspect that would be the case, Misfortune. I think that's a good insight. I think that eating more vegetables might make you feel better in general, because I've noticed that when I eat more vegetables, I poop more regularly. I have better digestive system. So.
Yeah, me too. I was eating more vegetables, but like I was getting a lot of protein. Honestly, peanut butter and jelly is like the vegan safety food. Because bread doesn't have eggs in it, or, you know, if you have to fucking read the label. That was another thing. You have to read every freaking label to make sure that they're not even processed at a facility that has, like, milk or eggs.
No, darn far. Only plants have feelings, not vegetables. Or fruit. Or leaves.
Fruits have feelings too. I ate a lot of fruit, which is good. My poop was regular. You're right. It does. Eating vegetables.
But I mean, you can say a fruit tree has feelings because it's the entity. You can't say a fruit has feelings because it's the produce. That's like saying our fingernails or our hair have feelings. Right?
I know.
Vegetable holds the soul of the plant, huh? No, I'm saying you can say that plants have feelings. I think they do in some sense. But you can't say that fruits or saying fruits have feelings is the same thing as saying my cum has feelings. There's a bunch of seeds, right? My cum doesn't have feelings after I cum it out. It's the same thing as a fruit.
Do trees have feelings?
Yeah, well, trees, I think trees do, I think
Yeah.
plants do,
I think so too.
but I don't think that fruit or vegetables do.
Mm. That's interesting, Goofball. What kind of response were they looking for?
I think you might be joking, but maybe he's not.
Oh.
I mean, the thing is,
I
lettuces
think so,
are
like,
different. Lettuce is like the whole plant. That's not a vegetable or a fruit, really. It cut off the whole plant. So, if you wanted to be, if you wanted to make your thing according to feelings, you wouldn't eat lettuce. It's possible to pick pieces of lettuce off of a continually growing lettuce plant, but that's not how you buy it at the supermarket.
Oh, it is a joke. I'm sorry. I totally was like, what the heck was that about? No wonder. Yeah, but is spinach a form of lettuce? Do they get lumped in?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they harvest spinach. They might pick the leaves off and let the plant continue to produce leaves. Because you usually get spinach as individual leaves. If they do that, then presumably it's okay to eat spinach. And if they show the whole plant, then it's not.
Oh, wow.
This is in the don't eat things that have feelings metric, right? That might have feelings. We can include the plants must have some kind of feelings. They have self-interest. They, you know, they try to repair wounds to their bark with sap and stuff. They move to find the sun and obviously are trying to thrive like every other being on the planet. You know.
They have like rings of years, like you reminded me of age.
Mm-hmm. They keep record of their years.
Yeah.
That's kind of playing an equivocation fallacy because they don't keep a record of their years for their own reference and understanding, presumably. But
It's
maybe
more for us.
maybe they do. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just know that sometimes I need to touch a tree.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Some plants do eat animals.
Like the flytrap.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Was it
The Venus.
Venus flytrap?
You could actually like test it yourself. Like you can put like a toothpick like over by where the Venus flytrap is, and it'll goes in. They're cool to have.
Yeah, they are cool.
One thing that we have I can see is possibly 2 spiders.
Yeah, I was wondering what those things are too. I was going to go look at them.
Spider.
That big one?
Yeah.
You think that big thing's a spider?
I do. Let's go see. Hey, Rubenar.
Hi, Rubenar. Oh, it is a spider.
Yeah.
It's a big, big spider with a big, big way. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm going to use Plan C to get this spider, okay?
Okay.
Can you guys see it?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
it's that black thing up there. Okay, so I'm going to begin to execute this plan.
What does a pitcher plant look like, Rubenar? Oh, don't say very pretty. We're not keeping it around.
What?
Grunkor says very pretty. Nicole and Dermifix even named it.
It's too big to keep around.
They say when there's a spider in the house, that means that there's a spirit around.
Well, he'll still be in the house, sort of. He'll be in the vacuum cleaner in the garage. So what I brought is my spider removal vacuum cleaning tool here. He's vacuumed away. We've had to get rid of a lot of spiders.
Yeah, spiders they come in, they're like seasonal bugs. Like they come in to warm places when it's cold, and they come into cool places when it's hot. I don't. Ooh, that's so cool, Rubenar. What did you feed it? No, Grunkworth's gone. The spider is now in the vacuum container in the garage. Thanks, Jeremiah. Appears to be better to eliminate them. They might be poisonous. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Eric's just having fun with his vacuum.
Yeah, I'm vacuuming. I'm vacuuming, so I got a little caught up in my vacuuming.
It happens.
It does. Now, I wanted to make sure I vacuumed enough extra that the spider had plenty of time to make it all the way into the receptacle in the garage. I didn't want him continually. Thank you. Thanks, Grunkor. They should have the SAG award for that as well.
For what?
Best vacuuming on YouTube.
Yeah, they really should. Honestly, because YouTube has the tubies, and you should be winning a tubie.
I should. Most stubborn failure.
There, fine, sure. But
Camel spiders. Are those the kind of spiders you can ride because they're gigantic and have two humps? That would be a scary animal. A spider so large you could ride it with two humps. You wouldn't want to ride it, but people would have tamed them anyway,
Yeah, they usually do.
and you'd be able to ride them if you wanted to. There'd be no stopping you.
Now, do you think one might be a little bit too big for a capybara? But I want to be like that little kid in that show.
We just need to get you a big capybara.
Okay.
Like one that's the biggest one in the world would be big enough for. You're not that big, so it would be able to hold you for a little while.
Cool.
You wouldn't be able to ride it far, probably.
I don't want to make it feel like its job to make me, have me sit on it. So that's fine.
A giant spider with two boobs on it that you rode between, on top of it. That's that's a mixed bag.
That definitely is a mixed bag.
I don't think I want to get on that spider anyway. But if there's a saddle, maybe. If there's a saddle and a guy to help me get into the stirrup and put my legs over it or something.
I've been. How many of you are interested in numerology?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone is constantly interested in numerology. What I'm imagining is the guy saying to me, "Don't worry, Jasmine here is one of our most docile camel spiders. You won't have any problems." And convincing me to climb on top of this camel spider.
Oh.
And then I'd just be like, God, there's all these like gross spider hairs all poking into my legs. I would have been dumb. I would have worn shorts and flip flops.
So, Ludafe, I have a question regarding Chaldean numerology. Yeah. I want to know if you know. Do they use the full name, like full birth name, on your birth chart, or do you use your most common name, the one that is said most in the universe? So I would say my most common name is Rachel Apollosa because most people I use or yeah.
One thing about Chaldean numerology is it's from Chald.
Oh.
That's why it's called Chaldean. Chald is a little-known country situated between northern Bavaria and other parts of Germany. It's its own country.
Take away the Z, Jeremiah Fix, and you got it right.
The Chalds are a proud people. Their whole society is based on numerology.
So the Chaldean numerology is child please.
Ba 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 boom! Nailed it.
Yeah, angel numbers. I believe in angel numbers and stuff. I looked that stuff up. I've been seeing 1111 a lot lately.
That means it's almost 11:12.
Yeah.
The funny thing about numerology, and just general about this woo stuff in general, is it seems to have a positive impression of me. with my name, my birthday, etc. Those things all seem I seem to score well on all those things in the woohoo categories.
I see. So it does change. I mean that is up for debate. Like, because I hear different things. So I went on Quora to ask, like, do you use Chaldean first, like most common name? Because that's what I read in one book, and then, or do you use your birth name on your birth certificate? So I do it both ways. I play around with it to see what resonates. I mean,
Or your nickname. My nickname is
yeah.
Butt Cheeks.
You got great butt cheeks.
Yeah, everybody calls me Butt Cheeks.
How street.
Yeah. Anyway, by that name, I don't score as well in numerology as my normal
No?
name. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just the wrong number of letters or something.
So anyone who's into astrology, a lot of, funny enough, so I have Eric's birth chart on one of these websites that I use, and you can see your affinity with another celebrity, and Eric consistently gets high marks with celebrities. Yeah.
I've got high affinity with celebrities.
Yeah, you do.
Apparently, including, but not limited to, Britney Spears.
Yep. You have perfect affinity with her. 100% across the board. That drives me crazy.
It's not a real thing.
I
though.
know, but ours is really good. Ours is the best that I've ever had. Like, so yeah, Eric is a celebrity, so
I'm not a celebrity. In no way, shape, or form am I a celebrity. Absolutely nobody knows who I am. You guys do. Because you've got great taste in YouTube. That's why.
Yeah, if you're here, you have great taste in YouTube. And he deserves a Tubi.
You know what I would like even more than a Tubi? An audience. A big audience. But, probably that's not going to happen. If you look at pre-existing, obviously past performance is no guarantee of future outcome, but if I was just thinking, that would be, I got distracted because when I see you read that thing sending you lots of light, I imagine a diss in the magical thinking community would be, you really look like you've lost a lot of your light.
Oh my god, I'd be so pissed. How dare you say I look like I've lost. Maybe I know I've lost some of my life. It's like
your light, I said.
Your light, yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe I know that I've lost some of my light. I don't want you to tell me that.
You've literally been told that? Wow. What does that even mean?
Yeah, what?
It doesn't even mean anything. You've lost a lot of your light. You don't have any light. We don't emit light.
Though, that story about those two kids who saw the angel that we heard, that was such a story. Like
3 kids.
Oh my, 3 kids.
That was a pretty crazy story.
Yeah.
It was.
So the angels emit light.
Well, angels might emit light.
Yeah.
But human beings don't generally glow in the dark unless they're radioactive.
Oh.
So if somebody says you look like you've lost a lot of your light, you should say, "Well, I'm glad to hear that because it is in fact the case that my radioactivity levels are going way down."
My radioactive.
My radioactivity levels have gone way
My
down.
radioactivity levels are going down.
Nagging the woos. is that what woohoo disc talk is called? Nagging woo.
Negging the woos.
We all have light, metaphorical, of course, but nevertheless. Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I get it.
So
I get it.
I
I
feel
understand
like to me that's like when you're tired, right? And you know you look like crap, and someone goes to you, "Oh, you look so tired." I just want to be like, "Yes, I am." Like that's not an appropriate thing to point out.
It's not.
I mean,
Have I ever done that to you?
no, never. No, you're not like that. It's like
Oh, I don't really. I'm not that like looking at not thinking about that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
you don't.
You know?
Yeah. So no, you've never said anything like that. I've had people like at work and stuff. Like that's just so much harder. Like you're there and you're at work and like maybe the night before I didn't sleep well and I'm just like caffeine is the holy grail and like I might be a little like stony too, but it's like not taking away the tiredness. And then someone goes up to you and says, "Wow, you look really tired."
Oh, my cup fell then.
Whose dog? Who's walking the dog?
Nobody. Oh yeah, somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Les.
It's Les?
Yeah, it's Les. It's either Kane, so it's gotta be Les. What's GPT-4? And also, do you think? What about another thing you could say in response to? You look like you've lost a lot of your light. Would be, yeah, most of the Civil War wound fungus is gone. So, thank you, Bufo Paragons, for that. I appreciate that one. Has anyone ever heard 311 My Stony Baby? No.
No. 311 always makes me think of the song Amber.
So another woohoo disc could be,
Oh no, here it comes.
your aura is kind of a plain brown.
Oh my gosh, I would be so pissed.
It suggests that you're really kind of like average and just normal, like don't really stand out in any way.
I've been like told shit like that. Like I like was at a medieval times festival and they had like tarot readers and palm readers and there was someone who analyzed handwriting. So I'm with my like ESFJ boyfriend at the time, and the woman has us write like these sentences, both at like the same thing. We both write it. She reads our handwriting. And she's like to him. She's like, "Wow, you really have a strong energy. Like you're a very powerful person." And then mine is like, "Wow, you need a lot of like external help from people. You have really low self-esteem. That's something that you really need to work with."
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" Like, and I sat there and that's what I was thinking. Like, what the hell? I don't want to pay you.
If your aura is orange and green like the Miami Hurricanes, it's really kind of like a clashing, awful color. It's like one of the ugliest auras I've ever seen.
Oh, ChatGPT. That's right. That's the new thing, ChatGPT. It's like smarter child on a game. Smart child or whatever, smart child. I saw.
Well, that's cool. ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I might check it out at some point myself.
I'd like to.
Your aura is the color of mustard.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what these cards basically show is that you right here, you guys are in the gold group, and you guys are in the platinum group, and you guys are in the brown group.
Oh my god. Okay, so how would they try to spin it as a good thing?
Look, being brown is fine. Is the world is really here. Real heroes of the world are ordinary, plain people like you who have nothing interesting about you. Sometimes it's better not to stand out or have any special talents or abilities.
Rubinar, the butt chakra is the root chakra, just so you know. And I was teasing.
I think the root chakra is actually the cock chakra, right? Isn't it? Isn't the root chakra the genital chakra?
I do know it does. It honestly is associated with the butthole. Like.
But what about the lingam and the yoni?
The what?
Don't neglect your lingam and your yoni. The lingam and the yoni are key components in chakra world. Lingam, it refers to the penis, and the yoni refers to the vagina. Your chakra, well, what chakra is my chakra?
I think it's the sacral chakra, like Jeremiah fixes.
Oh, the sacral chakra.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's just for my nutsack. The sacral chakra.
Yeah. Oh, so then.
There's also a rodful chakra.
Okay, so your penis chakra is probably your solar plexus.
But my penis is not my solar plexus.
Oh, so it's just your penis chakra?
It needs to have its own chakra, doesn't it? It definitely should. If your solar plexus is going to get a chakra, then certainly your chakra should get a chakra.
How do you know what a solar plexus chakra is?
Well, I don't, but I know what a solar plexus is.
What is it?
It's right here. Yeah.
That's why they call it that?
I don't know why they call it the solar plexus. It's where if you get punched right there, you lose your breath. If you get punched in the solar plexus.
No, but that's what that is. So that's why they call it the solar plexus chakra.
Oh well,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because that means it's located right there, and that is some distance above
your penis. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean no disrespect. I clearly do not know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's fine, darling. I wasn't even very confused. I was just not sure what was going on. Svadhisthana is your dick. What's my lingam then? My grandfather had a case of old chest cock. Anyway, if I'm gonna have chakras, I'm gonna want to pick where they are. I don't want to accept where other people say that. I want to have a chakra at the tip of my nose, a chakra right here, that chakra gets sore every time I drive for a long time. I want to have.
Oh, that's your. I don't know what chakra.
I want to have a chakra. I could have a butthole chakra. That one gets clogged a lot. Clogged with poo.
It's your root. It's your chakra. Your butthole.
And then I need a brain chakra. To chakra that makes me use my brain to do things.
Like all this.
Like
I feel like we have to bring out the cards.
Sure, why not? Rachel and I had an interesting conversation yesterday about the worst possible 5 card draw in tarot.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
And the best possible 5 card draw in tarot.
Yeah, like Lou, what would you say are your top 3 least favorite cards to when you pull? Or they come out.
Or imagine you're pulling a 5 card draw for another person.
Yeah.
And the cards that you are going to have the most trouble spinning is positive.
Yeah. It's the worst 5 card draw that you can get.
Heart orb below throat. Made hugging a nightmare. I imagine so, yeah.
I had no idea that it's the solar plexus chakra. I was just like, oh, the sun, solar. That's why it's yellow and it's like in the spot.
That spot's called the solar plexus.
Oh.
No, my neck's not currently sore. It's not my neck either. It's the spot where the bottom of my neck turns into the top of my spine, right in the middle of my shoulder blades, right between there.
That's cervical.
But it's not sore right now. It was sore yesterday night when I got home. My back's still a little bit sore, my lower back, but that was also had nothing really to do with the driving. It was just I had a stiff back after sleeping, contortioning around, trouble trying to sleep the night before last. It's still a little sore, but not too bad. I think I'm going to, well, let's do a couple of card things here.
You want to go smoke?
Yeah, I'll go smoke.
Go smoke first, and then.
And then you start with a couple cards.
All right.
And then after that, I'm gonna get ready to go deal with law.
So, who would like a read? Who would like a card? We'll do. Yeah, both Eric and I. Okay, Gruntcore. Ooh, one fell out. Ooh, the moon. This dog, he's looking at his reflection and being like, what is that? Is that me? What's inside me? I'm thinking about my emotions because there's water there. And there's that big bright moon behind you. But there's also clouds. I don't think this card would say that you're a narcissist. It's more like you kind of it usually means some sort of illusion. Like something is blurring your illusion, but you should also like listen to your intuition as well, or your intuition may be blurred. Let's see. I'm gonna pull one to see if you're a narcissist. I don't think you are, but I'm gonna pull one to see if you are. Okay, this one. 5, 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. You work hard for the money. So you might not be a narcissist, but you might be a workaholic. Yeah. He's like, yeah. Give me all those discs. I'm doing it. I'm catching them. Being like You're welcome, Gruncore. That's why you have to the workahol, you know Ruben R. Yes, Bufo, of course. Here's the card for Bufo. 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 So Eric said this might be a card that wouldn't be liked in a deck, but I actually like this card a lot. Death 13. It's a major arcana. As you can see, there's a dog standing above the skeleton of something.
Probably another dog.
Yeah, probably another dog.
He's addicted to workahol.
But so you might be going through some metamorphosis.
Like a caterpillar dies, and then becomes a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're not fucked. Honestly, it's not bad. It's usually.
It's not good. That's not lie. The death card in general, it made our
I
list.
like it.
It made our list of 5 worst cards.
Yeah, it did. It did. It did.
Our 5 worst card pull would be Death, Tower,
The 3 of Swords.
the 3 of Swords, the 7 of Swords.
I personally can't figure that one out.
And what was the other worst one in the 5? The Devil.
The Devil, yeah.
The Devil, Death, Tower, the 3 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. That's the worst 5 card pull in tarot, in my opinion.
Ludife, I usually like how they interpret the death card too. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you don't need your physical body, you'll be fine. Absolutely. You don't need that physical body.
Okay, well, I don't know if I want you to move yet, because I think I'm going to put on my boots.
Okay,
go I'm going to get a little bit ready to go outside, and then I'll move this outside, but I'll let this charge in the meantime.
I think I want to bring out Mindy.
Okay, well, she is over here.
Anyone else want a card read for them? Lou, would you like one?
Here's Mindy.
Thanks.
I want to go with you all night. You do?
Yay!
I need to chop some logs, too. You need to chop some logs? Okay. All right, fine. You can come with me.
Okay, cool.
I need to get my boots.
Okay. Lou. Ooh, this one turned over.
The garbage men are here.
Oh, that's good.
They're taking away our trash.
I'm glad. So, a lot of people, this is a tough card too. You got the 4 of Cups. That dog seems pretty ambivalent. It's like,
whatever.
yeah.
A bird's taking my cup. I don't even care.
Exactly. So maybe you're just like not feeling it, like just like feeling bored, or more like you want to be in a meditative state. You're in a state of contemplation. And you know, they always say, like, look at that one cup. There's that cup over there.
Apathy. Yeah, apathy. I feel it sometimes too. Apathy comes and goes. It, it, after I'm done with a bottle of Adderall, I feel very, yeah, for a while.
Yeah. It easily makes one, yeah. Jeremiah Fix, I'm gonna pull one for you. Coco Q10, sure. You want a typing session? You gotta email Eric
They gotta PayPal me $100.
and PayPal him $100, and then in the PayPal enter whatever message thing, um, put in your email, and then you can get a typing session. But I can pull you a card.
Even if they don't put in an email, I can always message them on PayPal.
Coco Q10 asks, are you available today for it by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Jeremiah Fix, I'll do a card pull for you right after Coco Q10. Ooh, this one popped out. Judgment. You got the angel above you, and all your friends are with you. Looking really fun, look pretty happy. Everyone's alive because the angel is there. Do. So, judgment usually means like,
Completion.
yeah, completion. You have risen.
Isn't it sometimes called ascension?
Yes, ascension too. You have ascended. It's the number 20. Okay, Jeremiah Fix. Yeah. Completion. Coco Q10. Ooh, Jeremiah Fix. 5, 6, 7, 8 of wands. Things are moving fast for you. Answering. So Ludaface says, I sometimes think of that one as answering the call or making the call for the judgment card. I sometimes think it's like, have you been like a good person, sort of like almost in a. It's hard. It's actually one of my birth cards, but I don't understand it that much.
I think with for SE for as completion because that's how it feels like when I complete things is like the angels are saying, amazing, you actually did it.
So what do you wait? Are you waiting for something? It means like fast, practical ideas.
No, I'm talking about the judgment card.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying?
I'm saying I think it links to completion for me because that's how SE is for me. It's like when I actually complete something, like the angels are singing.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel like when I'm a good person. Like, God is judging me, and if I'm a good person, then when the judgment card comes up, it's a good thing.
Right, well, there's that too. It's like the justice card too. Justice card's a great card if you're a just person, and a terrible card if you're an unjust person. All right, I'm gonna get myself ready by getting the tools and the gloves, and then I'll come get the camera.
Rubenar, would you like a card? Jeremiah Fix says judgment can be seen as a burden to carry or compensation for imbalance. I mean, it can be. It depends on like how you're living your life. When I was like living in New York and working my butt off, like at like corporate jobs and stuff, I mean, there was a lot of imbalance. Like I was very perfectionistic. I was a perfectionist. Um, you're scared? Well, if you're scared, you don't have to get one. That's totally fine. I definitely get that. Because you don't know. We don't know what's going to show up. Okay, one popped out. If you want the one that popped out, I'll tell you it. But, you know, again, I don't want to pressure you. Okay, so you got the Page of Swords. That's like the messenger card for the swords, but you're like a kid at it. So you like your parents. You've just gotten this new idea, or like you've talked to your parents and they've given you a new idea and you want to like run with it, and like you are like, yes, I'm gonna get started with this. Like I know I can do this. Like, so you're at the beginning of your mental journey. And the pages relate to the Fool card. So it's a very fun card. You might be very mentally quick today, and it'll be fun. Like you've been fun. You've been very witty today, as usual. You may feel very chatty today too. This card sometimes links to gossip too. Gossip isn't always bad. Yeah, so that's for you, Ruben.
Okay. Now we're going to go outside and do some exciting stuff.
I'm going to follow you. I'll put these away.
Okay. So, one thing I need right now is hearing protection. And I brought up from the shed, I know I did, a pair of headphones that are for, like they're for when you're doing loud things. They're not for listening to music, But I can't find them. I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way and put these things in my ears. That's what I did for years anyway. It works fine. Now, I'm going to go into the garage. And what I've done here is I've set up this extension cord from here all the way up the driveway where the logs are. I'm going to put you guys right here. And I'm gonna drive my tools in my little car up there because it'd be easier to put the logs in the back of the little car because the back of the little car actually tips up to dump stuff out if you wanted to. Apparently, I've never done it before, but apparently it does. All right, so here I go. I also bring
doing great.
Rachel,
Yeah,
can I borrow your phone for a second to make a video?
sure.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I know my car's off. It's tipping, you don't have any protective gear. Okay. Leave the wheel on, but you're over your down the road. Are you 100% sure? Oh, of course I'm 100% sure. I'll start the car's off. It's tickling, you don't have on any protective gear. Okay. I'm gonna give you a stick. acting up for him. Okay. I think I'm going to take this down to the shed, dump it down there. This will no doubt need to be plugged in relatively soon. I got a little truck all loaded up with, a little car all loaded up with logs and sticks and stuff. I still am not done, there's still more stuff up there, but I got the bulk of it. I can't fit any more in the back of the little car. I could put it in the back seat, but I don't want to do that, because then I get sap all over the back seat, you know?
I don't want that.
Yeah. Nobody likes sitting in sap, except for Mr. Sap Sitter. He always likes sitting in sap, especially when it's bitter. Thanks.
You're so creative.
Thanks, Darlene.
You're welcome.
That's one of the adjectives I prefer on my MBTI test.
I hope it is.
That's one of the adjectives I prefer when gaming MBTI tests. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, first things first, you guys are going to get sunburned and run out of batteries, so I'm going to plug you in here where it's nice and cool in the shade, okay? I don't want you to get a sunburn or run out of batteries. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go take these down the hill. That hill's a little sketch right now. I made it most of the way down the little hill, backing it down, and I started to lose traction because the ground's wet. So it's like slidey, muddy dirt, you know? And it's a very steep hill. I don't want to get stuck down there. So I came back up with my load of sticks. Now what to do? I've got a load of sticks in the back of the little car over here. And, well, I mean, the obvious alternate solution is to put them on this cart here that I have and roll them down the hill on this cart. Or I could try throwing them all the way down the hill. That seems like it will require a lot of throwing power. Perhaps more throwing power than I have at my disposal. But we could go check it out. Let's go look. Come on, everybody. Let's go look. So, what we see here is a little car full of sticks. What we see here is the little hill I have to go down. You might be out of range of internet at this point, but it got a little muddy down there. I started losing traction, and rather than get stuck down there, I hightailed it out of there. That works. So what I could do is throw them off the hill right there. I could take them one at a time and like walk over here. Like this. And I can throw them over the hill. I don't think that's a very good solution. I don't think that's a good solution. Because I want to get all the way to the bottom of the hill. I don't have that much throwing power. Well, I made it with that one. I made it all the way down to the bottom of the hill. That's kind of a slow way to move logs to the bottom of the hill, though. Kind of labor intensive. I think I'm going to go get my rolly cart. Okay. Well, I returned with my rolly cart. There it is. And I will now unload some sticks onto the rolly cart. There. There. That's fine. No, not like that. Like this. Okay. That's a full load of blocks. So, now, let's move you over here. Can you see down the hill? Not really. Need to be like here. Now you can see down the hill pretty well. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that was exhausting. Pulling the roller thing up the hill was really hard. Okay, so now I need to take a break, get a beverage, smoke a cigarette. It's too hard with this rolly thing. I think I've got to wait another day or two and then try the road again. The little car. It should be fine with four-wheel drive, and I turn on four-wheel drive, have it in low gear, have the differential lock on. Should be fine. Not quite done, but ready to take a break. I need a beverage and a cigarette. Life in the mountains. These are really good for when you're thirsty. These Arizona half and halves. Arnold Palmers, as they're sometimes called. They're really delicious and thirst quenching. Let's go sit on the side over there where it's shady and cool. Do I have my cigarettes with me? Yes. And I'm wise in the ways of smoking.
Where are we sitting?
Over here. Join us, won't you, for a very scenic cigarette. Let me get that. Welcome that out of your view. Actually, let's go any higher. Let's put you right here. Wait. I'll get this. I just have to put some things down. I'm holding too many things. Let's put you like this. There. That's nice, isn't it? You're fine like that. Yes, that's fine, Eric. We're fine. Uh-oh. When I move this chair, we're in trouble. There. Isn't that nice?
I'm so close.
You've got a lovely view. You've got the calming sound of stream water being interrupted by my constant talking. Everything you could possibly want in a live stream.
Good work, babe.
Thanks. Our little dirt road is so steep.
Yeah, it is.
But when the ground's not so wet, it's no problem going up and down it, but I just pictured myself losing traction in reverse and sliding backwards down into the snow where I got stuck in the snow.
Oh God.
Because when I got to the steep part, a big log fell out of the back and rolled part way down the hill. But I didn't know how far it rolled out down the hill, right? So I didn't know if it was right behind me. I didn't want to roll over it either, you know? So I just hightailed it back up the hill. I had to put it in four-wheel drive. I made it back up.
Happy to hear that. It sounded. I heard it a bit.
Heard the spinning wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you did it.
I did it. Halfway. Halfway did it.
I think it's good to take breaks.
Well, yeah, at this point it was good to take a break because pushing that, or pulling, I couldn't even push it. I had to pull the little wheeler up the hill. And even the little wheeler kept sinking into the dirt.
Oh.
So, that was hard.
That sounds hard.
Yeah. Like, all about that, nothing. I did like all of the work. Tiffany, that's not true. I did all the chainsaw. You chainsawed one piece of branch. Y'all gotta tell back my your barajas. Alright, sorry, Tiffany. You did it all. That's right. I wonder what kind of tree that super tall one is. It doesn't seem like a sequoia because its leaves are leaves with branches are all towards the top of it, and it seems to have a different kind of leaf.
Mm-hmm. Pine?
No, I don't think it's a regular pine tree like that one up there you can see.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a Douglas fir like these ones down here appear to be.
I have no idea.
We're talking about that tree. The tallest tree you can see up there. You can't really see its trunk from where you're sitting because you're blocked by the oak tree. When an oak tree blocks you, everything is wonderful. I want to go down there and look for gold in the stream. This is gold country. And with big weather event like that, some nuggets of gold might have become dislodged.
Yeah.
We could find placer gold just sitting on top of the water, maybe, you know, like
Cool.
on top of the rocks. Probably unlikely to happen, but possible. Not impossible.
Not impossible.
Going back, but there's still ice on top of the cigarette bucket water.
Wow.
Shall we go inside for a bit?
Yes.
Can you open the door?
Sure.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm Missy Elliott. I'm a pissy halibut. Yes, I surely am. Those are lyrics to her #1 hit song. Yeah. Okay. So, that was pleasant enough. I'm gonna have to move the little car back in the. Yeah, that's her #1 hit single.
Where is it right now?
It's parked right on the side here. They don't want it to get stolen. And I guess those things are relatively easy to steal, according to Cameron.
Okay, so then.
Of course, Cameron set ours up with a special anti-theft device. Namely, he hid an AirTag, an Apple AirTag inside of it somewhere. And Rachel's got it on her phone. So if it ever gets stolen, it can be found. He also put an AirTag on my keys for me. So Rachel can find my keys if I lose them. Which, sometimes I do. I've been known to incorrectly believe I left the sink on all day. Rushing back home to Mariposa for no reason. I've been known to make mistakes like that.
Well, we had to because we weren't sure.
Yeah, we made the right decision. It wasn't really a mistake in the sense that we did the responsible thing instead of crossing our fingers. But it was a mistake in the sense that it's the sort of thing I should check consciously every time before I leave the house. We leave the house together for an extended period of time. I should go around and make sure everything's turned off, It's basic leave on vacation 101. So I don't know. I guess I was just being scatterbrained yesterday. Yeah, you were. Thanks, Mindy. You usually are. Thanks again. Appreciate it. No problem.
Getting a lot of flack today.
Yeah. I don't know if you're hard, but he's pretty close to stinking.
Why is he getting so close to stinking?
Because he tried to claim that he did most of the work when I did all of the work.
I believe you because you're such a strong woman.
I did it all with just one arm, too.
I know.
I'm like the drummer for Def Leppard.
Yeah, you're like the drummer from Def Leppard.
You sure are, Tiffany. You sure are. He lost his arm in a car crash, but that didn't dissuade him. He said, I'm still going to be a drummer, goddammit.
I like that.
Yeah. He just had to basically get, his hi-hat to kick a closed hi-hat. And then he didn't have to worry about that, but I don't know how he did drum rolls and shit. He did it with one arm, I guess. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Reminds me of my favorite Mr. Show skit, where the disabled band is playing and they're going to kick out the drummer because he, I think he has one arm, right? Or something. And yeah, that's a funny skit.
Yeah, it is.
It's very funny.
Yes.
I might play a little guitar before we wrap this thing up. That doesn't sound so bad. In fact, it sounds downright good. But before I do that, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. It's time to pull some bong rips. My lungs are crying, they're crying, they're crying. They're crying, they're crying for bong rips. And I won't ignore their plaintive wails. No, I will provide them the solution for what ails them. A lack of bong smoke in my lungs has made me feel tired, wrung out, sad and sorrowful indeed. And so it's now time to smoke weed. As I may have mentioned earlier, this particular marijuana is known as memory loss. I don't find that it causes me to lose my memory, but I do like it a lot. It tastes like pine trees, which is my favorite tasting kind of weed, and it's quite stony. Like you pull a few riffs and you're stoned. Even somebody like me, and I'm such an old head, it's hard for me to get high anymore. So this time when Rachel and I went there, we didn't mess around getting different kinds of things. We got the one we knew we liked last time a lot, memory loss.
Yeah.
And to this very day, we still don't regret it. That's the day after yesterday. Do you like it piney too? Yeah.
Yeah,
Piney weed's
it's
the
so
best.
good when it's piney.
Do you have a FI panic freak out? What happened? Did somebody take your blankie away? That's what I think of as an FI panic freak out. I'd more be an SI panic freak out, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. Were you worried about me hurting myself? I was actually being pretty safe the whole time. I was trying to be safe. I have a question for you, Rachel. What's your relationship with FI?
What's my relationship with FI? I'm not very aware of it. I'm pretty bad at identifying emotions.
What are you feeling emotionally right now?
Oh, that's so. I can deal with someone asking me that maybe 3 days in a row, but after that I'd be like, I don't know, like.
Do you feel? It's the only emotion questions are best asked like this. Do you feel more sad or more happy?
That is a good way. I feel more happy. My relationship with it is very unconscious. Sometimes if I'm tripping hard on, only sometimes on mushrooms, I get so in my FI. Like, I'll watch a movie and I'll cry. I think about Eric and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I being so irresponsible? Like, we don't have cell service up here and we're not together. Like, so dumb. But it's a very complex relationship. That's what I have to say.
Well, I think we both have. We're both more like subject to emotions of worry about a loved one since my dad shot himself. That caused
Yeah.
this creation of something to me that didn't used to exist, which is if I call somebody and I can't get a hold of them, I worry they might be dead, which is something I didn't used to think about. Does it piss you off, or are you confused when people ask you your favorite? Yeah.
It makes me kind of indecisive. Like I do like to make like I do it's sort of easy. Like music it's easy. It's the Beatles, that's my favorite band. Favorite song, that's a little bit more difficult because I like so many songs and I like music in general.
It's easier to say which is better, meow or meow,
For
because
me.
for Rachel, but also for me, you know, we prefer to use an objective calculus and view like aesthetics as an objective matter. One song is objectively better than another, or one song is objectively good and one song is objectively bad. It's not just our opinions. We're just objective observers, unbiased observers, recognizing the truth about the quality of things. As a general rule, society has adopted this notion that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but of course that's ridiculous. There are good and bad aesthetic choices. There are good and bad television shows. There are truly good songs that stand the test of time and continue to be played decades after they're made, and then there are just flash in the pan kind of, you know, top the charts but didn't have any staying power kind of thing. Well, like you could talk about like a Jessica Simpson song, which I can't even remember how to sing, right? She was a hit with some song at some point, but it wasn't a good song. It didn't have any, it wasn't timeless at all. And it's not because she was a blonde bimbo pop star, because Britney had written some really good songs, you know? The thing is, that's the only most universal objective metric we can use, and it mostly works with music, but also with other art forms. That which stands the test of time is objectively better than that which doesn't aesthetically. Of course, some media are better time are more time independent than others. Music is the most time independent of all media. An old song from hundreds of years ago, even thousands of years ago, will still continue on being sung if it's resonant, you know, if it has that universal pop to it. So, you know, Mozart will always be the right choice for certain movie scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to page you, baby. You wouldn't answer. That's because I lost my pager in 1998.
Um,
Did Ruminar and Bufo Peregrines have a tiff? A dust up?
um, so there was an accident. Rubenar by accident timed out Bufo or deleted his comments,
Uh,
and Bufo was like, "I'm so sorry. Like I have social anxiety. I didn't mean to do anything." But like Rubenar was like, "No, no, no! Don't leave. Please stay. It was an accident."
you got butt banned or something.
Yep, butt bands, and it happens with wrenchers.
The least dusty dust up in history. Yeah, it does happen. The Beethoven movies always play between Beethoven movies. So if you put two Beethoven the dog movies on, you're supposed to play Beethoven the composer in between them. You know, it's just if you're talking about the movie Beethoven about the composer Beethoven, in which he describes what music is to that guy, there's this one scene where he describes what music is, and he's talking about his own composition. He says it's a lover. His carriage is stuck in the mud. He's trying to meet up with this woman, and he's not sure if she'll wait. How long will she wait? That's it. That's the experience that this song is conveying. And when you see the scene played out as he's describing it by an actor with a carriage stuck in the mud and stuff, it totally fits it. That's the beautiful thing about music in general is it's it's the one thing that can really make you it just it has the most power to do things to you, like change your mood or make you just tear up at the glory of it or whatever. It's really good music is super powerful. And and in movies you get to see it paired with when it's paired right with the right images, it's so perfect and epic and necessary for the whole thing to work. Like the scene in Thor Ragnarok when he jumps off of the the spaceship onto the Rainbow Bridge and Led Zeppelin song starts playing. It is just spectacular.
Marvel seems to do well with like I liked that like Guardians of the Galaxy has good soundtrack.
Well, I think that INFPs recognize that for each individual creator, their creation is precious in some way, and it links to their particular uniqueness, and there's a preciousness there to be found. I'm not going to dispute that, but I think that's distinct from aesthetics. So I think that you in some sense INFPs are right to respect the work product of somebody who cared enough to make something and to look for look for the best in it, to see if they can put themselves in the creator's shoes and feel what they were feeling when they made it and understand their particular unique experience. I think that's a worthwhile thing to do, but I don't think is a way to evaluate aesthetics. A good way to evaluate aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing you're doing with art. Yeah, okay. Wake Me Up Before You Go and Zoolander is
Yeah,
a
that
great
is
example.
so
That's a great
funny.
example.
Mm-hmm. You know what's become like one of the movies that like I really enjoy is Reality Bites. Like rewatched it like 3 times now, and I'm like, oh my god, this movie just like encapsulates what it was like for like people who were in their early 20s in the 90s. Like, oh my
It's a
god,
Gen X movie.
it is. I mean, they have Janine Garofalo work at the Gap. Like, oh my
Right.
god, so good. It's just such a good movie.
And then that guy who plays the douchebag INTP who can't do anything even though he's super smart. What's that guy's name?
Ben Stiller.
No.
Oh, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller played the other kind of douchebag. But they weren't. He turned out to be less of a douchebag really than Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I know. Everyone wants Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke to be together. I mean, I like that ending.
Yeah, but it's like the whole, you know, oh, we're too cool for your co-opting of cool attempts thing is underlying that movie, and you can't help but side with Ben Stiller regarding that. It's like, just stop being so, stop being so snobby. I mean, I'm super snobby. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't I wouldn't direct it to another individual directly. Like I'm snobby about things, but if I see that you got bad taste in things, I'm not going. I might say something to Rachel later, but I'm not gonna be like snobby to you about it if I meet you. You know, I don't think.
No.
I mean, I'm certainly not going to go into your house or your place of work or whatever and judge your shit, right?
No. You only say no. And only if it, like, with SI. Like, if you go back to a place that, like, you have memories at. That's it. Other than that, you don't think past that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we were watching this women's basketball game, LSU versus I don't remember who, but this lady had on the coach of LSU had on the craziest shirt.
Yes, I was. Yes.
You know, my thought of it is that's a terrible fashion choice on one level, but also that like what a good what a good example of somebody going balls deep with a bad idea, which I can't help but appreciate. At least you're going balls deep. I may think your idea is bad, but you're not half-assing it. You're saying I'm committing all the way to the most ridiculous, loud, clownish, crazy ass shirt I can come up with.
And they ended up winning.
And they did end up
Twice,
winning.
actually. They beat Miami, too.
They lost eventually. They lost. No,
Oh,
they just lost to Iowa.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. Robbie, we were watching a women's basketball game. I agree that of all the sports that have both women's and men's, the one that I think actually it seems worse watching the women's is basketball. I don't feel that way about soccer,
Me neither.
tennis. Um, I don't feel that way about what other games do both men and women play? Oh, volleyball. I don't feel that way about volleyball. I don't feel that way about. I prefer women's soccer generally. Women's World Cup over men's World Cup. America has a chance in the Women's World Cup, and also um, they don't fall down and pretend to be hurt as much. The women are tougher than the men in soccer. That's how sissy soccer men are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, a whole film. It it's got like okay. I'll give it to Cabin Boy, but I won't give it to Freddy Got Fingered. I'll respect Cabin Boy for going balls deep with that horrible idea.
Oh, God.
But I won't respect Freddy Got Fingered because it's the wrong kind of horrible idea. You know, when bad ideas are yeah, there's some kind of bad ideas that you can't respect them going all out on it if it's terrible. Like we started watching some horrible movie. It was like scary movie or whatever, one of those kind of things for like 1 minute maybe. Remember we started watching it and I was like, ah!
What the heck was it?
I don't remember what it was. It was one of those like spoof movie kind of things, you know, like scary movie or date movie.
Yeah, it was date movie or none of the teen movie or something like that.
I don't know, one of those things. We started watching. We couldn't go like
Yeah.
more than 1 minute watching it. It was already obviously going to be horrible.
That the inter. Oh God, the one with Vince. Oh, fuck, I'm having total brain like it is memory loss. The guy who has blonde shaggy hair and his nose is a little Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
And Vince
Vaughn.
And in what is it?
The interview. We couldn't watch that either. It wasn't funny. It didn't.
No.
It just didn't work. I didn't like
It
it.
was not funny. It like tried to recapture wedding
Yeah, it tried
crashers.
to capture chemistry between two guys, but
Yeah,
it
but it
wasn't
didn't
wasn't well
work.
written enough.
No.
It needed to be more clever or just more snappy or something. I don't know. It just needed to be a. It needed to move faster as a story. It took too much time getting itself set up. It was a mess. We watched more of that than we watched of the Google one. Not a good movie. Now, what we do want to see, there are two movies we want to see, and it's even conceivable. Freddy Got Fingered was pretty good. Coco Q12, Q10.
Yeah, that's the person who wants to get typed.
Do you really want to get typed today? If you do, I'll wrap this up and we'll do that shortly if you want to do that. Because I do think I want to still need to do a couple of things here. I need to move the little car in the garage. And I don't think I've ever seen it actually. To be honest, I don't think
Freddy
I've
Got
ever seen
Fingered?
it. Yeah.
I've never seen it either.
And just the very title of it made me just feel like no.
And I don't really like Tom. What's his name?
I don't like him. I don't like Tom Green. I don't like his style of humor. It's way too SE. $100. $100 gets you at least an hour. Sometimes, like this guy I talked to this morning, went an hour and 45 minutes. We were chatting afterwards. But no guarantees. Just an hour is guaranteed. Yeah, it's a full 60-minute hour, too. It's not a 40-minute hour like a therapist. Those cheapskates cheaping you out of 20 minutes. Shame on them. Yeah. I also will don my Catholic priest robes and take confession from you for $100 an hour if you'd like. And I'll assign penance. Like, you need 5 Hail Marys, 2 goat floggings, and a sandwich made with worms. It's your penance. Eat a worm sandwich. I don't want to eat a worm sandwich. Today works. Yeah, sure. Let's do it shortly while I still have energy from the outer rolls I took. Jackass, I don't like either. I can't watch that. I don't like the show at all. It makes me have the SE equivalent of Daddy, would you like Shine Sausage song?
Oh yeah, no.
I don't like him either. I thought that the first Borat movie was pretty good, pretty successful for part of it anyway. But I don't like it. It's not my kind of humor.
It's not really mine either.
My kind of humor is that of a fake deaf person. you know, like the joke, um, big joke, that person joke that says, I often felt real deaf people. Can't you see you're doing the voice wrong? You're deaf, not blind. I think that's a really smart joke. It does so many things, right? It does a lot of different things. I think it's a good joke. It's a well-crafted joke. There's no well-crafted jokes in Jackass or in,
No
or in
way.
Borat, you know? It's the same price. If you agree to be touched entirely by a fake deaf person, it only costs $75. $75. I remember Winston's mom told me that fake deaf person makes her uncomfortable. But you know, the thing is, it's it's not a joke about deaf people. It's a joke about hearing people pretending to be deaf.
Yeah, like the guy who pretended to sign at
Yeah.
Mandela's death.
Yeah.
But a fake, yeah, so yeah, a fake person.
Yeah, I don't like the very idea of involuntarily including other people in your art process. It's like I'm okay with the idea of taking pictures of a crowd from above or something like that. To me, I don't think people really should have any kind of expectation of privacy in that context. But things that involve you personally engaging the other person without their consent to surprise them in some way as an art project, I don't approve of that. I think that's shitty. It's it's the art form of rape. But you know, no, I didn't love punk. I don't love any of those things. When I was a kid, I liked Candid Camera, which is one of those things. But I was a little kid. I guess I didn't have very developed thoughts about creative processes.
I like that as a kid too.
It seemed more uh, jovial or something.
It was. I think that's what the purpose of it was.
Yeah. Oh, I loved Robert Downey Jr.'s performance of Chalk Thunder. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I also liked Ben Stiller's performance as Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Yeah, also in Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tropic Thunder's great. That
Yeah,
makes me want
Tropic
to
Thunder.
rewatch that movie.
Yeah, me too.
That's a really good movie.
A really good movie.
Part of my social phobia involves the idea that everyone's Borat and I'm always the mark. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, that's very unlikely to be the case.
Yeah, Borat is so big now that
Never go full retard. Great, it's a great movie.
it is.
It's a movie that I should think about more when I think about the best movies list. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'm going to check my email for about 15 minutes. If Home Fries PayPal's me, then we'll do that typing session today. If he doesn't PayPal me right away, then maybe we'll either go to the DMV, which we need to do, or watch Tropic Thunder, which now I want to do, or call my aunt, which I want to do after I go to the DMV. And we may need to push back the date of this funeral a
Okay.
couple weeks. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, but we'll see if we can avoid doing that.
Okay.
Bufo Peregrines just went to the DMV after they got their license finally renewed after years. Yeah, we just need to get our new addresses on our driver's license, and I need to go to the bank and get them change the billing address. Then I have to worry about like everything the card is attached to is going to be like your card no longer works. I'll have to go and update the billing address or get a new card or whatever, you know. So that's a pain in the ass, but whatever. I'll do. I'll, I'll do the Wells Fargo card, and then once that comes in, the new one, then I'll change the Bank of America card. So DMV here shouldn't be too bad, really. I wouldn't imagine. I got to figure out where exactly it is. I know there's one in Oakhurst,
Oh yeah.
but I'm not sure if there's one in Mariposa or not. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna end this live stream and I'm gonna type Coco Q10. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.
Bye.